Next, we have Mr. Tanay Kumar, CEO and Creative Director, Fractal Ink Design Studio.
Hi, good afternoon, guys. Just quick hello from me. Myself, I just need to keep remembering to do that. I am Tanay, and I run a company called Fractal Ink Design Studio. It's an experience design studio. That's a caricature of me. It's something that I'm trying to achieve. I'm not as thin as I look there, but I try to sketch myself. Uh, that's my design studio. You guys are welcome there. It's in Phoenix Market City. You can come there, visit us. As I think my previous speaker said, I'm not allowed to say much about what I do in my company, but probably speak much at a general level. But that's where I work. I know there's a post-lunch session, and I'll try to be concise. I'm already being told that we are running out of time, so let's see this. Not because I'm empathetic towards your lunch, but the truth is, I don't know much. So that's the reason probably the presentation will be very, 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 very small. Hence, my idea is here to answer some questions along with you. So, guys, the onus doesn't lie only on me. If you have answers to what I'm asking, probably you can contribute to our presentation. Yeah? All set?
Yes.
Cool. Thank you so much. So, yesterday, a client walks into my office, and he was here the big shot. One of the BFSI clients, big BFSI clients, and sorry, it's banking, finance, and I think insurance is what it's called. Thing was, he was consulting. He's one of the biggest consulting houses around. I would not like to take the name because of the NDAs involved. But he said, "Ki Tanay, all of you understand Hindi, isn't it?" Cool. He said, "Tanay, see, this is the question I'll get from the client when I put your proposal in front of you." In front of a client, he said, "लाला जी पूछेंगे कि मेरा बिजनेस 200% कैसे होगा, तो तुम्हारा आंसर क्या होगा?" तो मैंने बोला कि सर, अगर वो मुझे मालूम होता तो शायद मैं इस तरह बैठा होता पैसों के बीच में. पैसा आपके पास है, आपको मालूम होना चाहिए कैसे बढ़ेगा. मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता 200% बढ़ाने के लिए. So the thing is, what makes a good product? It's a question that I cannot answer. I cannot answer as an individual, as a designer, as anybody in this universe. I don't think anybody can answer what makes a good product. The thing is, somebody who knows the answer probably will look like this. The second question as a designer that I am being asked is, what makes a good brand? And I said, only if I knew. Probably a little less, but still I would make money. But still I don't know. I don't know what makes a good brand. But I do make some money. It's not that I'm earning my living. I'm living a decent life. I drive a decent car. I have a house. So I do make some money. So probably this is what I'm going to share today of how I make money. I'll probably give you an insight into what, as a designer, have I contributed to what's happening in the today's world. My topic is digital brands. My company actually designs digital experiences, and that's what I'm going to talk about. So I thought, let's learn from the man who himself chose to be on top of all the money to see how to earn money. Yep. All good? I mean, probably he's the best teacher around. He's there on top of the $100, every dollar there, isn't it? And he said, "Tell me, I'll forget. Teach me, I'll remember. Involve me, and I'll learn." And I think that's what I learned from this man. And then I thought, what are the things that involve us today? Conversations, experience, events, movies, acts, reality, problems, friends, sports, emotions, relationships. There might be many more. There might be many more to this list, but I think this some amount, this gave us clarity on what involved us as human beings, and that probably will help me make some money out of it. And all of this culminated into one thing: stories. All of these things, relationships, emotions, acting, problems, solutions, everything is combined into a story. And that brought me to the topic saying, designing to tell stories. That's what we all do. That's all we want to do. That's how we probably will touch people's lives, is what we say. If we are able to sell or tell an effective story to people, I think that's the moment that people will try relating to what we are trying to tell them. So we wanted to kind of dissect this whole concept of designing to tell stories from a digital perspective. Although I think I don't know how many of you, but I think most of you know what makes up a great story. So we thought we'll divide it into 4 parts and see how we can apply the same thing into actually products that we are designing today. There has to be a lead character, there has to be an ambition, and there has to be some conflicts. Okay, think of a typical Bollywood movie. I think all of you would actually find this masala there. And it has to be a great resolution where your product comes out as a hero. That's what is the masala for a good product, probably. Sorry, I keep hitting the back button, I don't know why. Maybe I'm holding it wrong. So, why a lead character? A lead character is one who will define what is the context in which you are trying to actually design your product into. What's the background? Because until you know your audience, you won't be able to effectively design for him. That's why you need a character to be present whenever you think of an idea or a solution. What's the goal? It helps you set the roadmap. How do I go about it? Risks and conflicts, definitely, they have the power to change the course. Okay, imagine a love story where there's a guy and there's a girl who are fallen in love, and imagine the third guy who comes in between. It can completely change the game, isn't it? That's what risk and conflicts do. It helps you get real. This will happen in your life as a product owner, as a product developer, as a product designer. This happens every day in our life. When we think of an idea, we think it's a winner always. I think this gets you to reality. There will be conflicts, there will be failures around, and you will have to challenge all those failures and get to a resolution. And that's where the real winner is. Now I thought, probably let's map it to something which is probably more relevant in this context. Uber, unfortunately, I was not a part of the design team. They made it real big. But I thought, can you guys read this part? Yeah? Now I thought, let me drive Uber's story as what I see it. It might be a different story what you take out from Uber, but this is how I see it. What is Uber? For me, it's my everywhere private driver. I don't have to anyway now wave my hand to stop a taxi or fight with my rickshawala to be able to really negotiate a price. It's just all in there. He's my private driver. The ambition? To give the convenience of a luxury of a chauffeur-driven car. That's what the ambition is. I as a user, that's what my ambition is. What was the conflict? The conflict in the whole process was, how do we get the money to facilitate a driver which can be present everywhere, anytime you're looking for it? And the resolution was great. You don't actually buy cars and drivers, you actually become a platform to connect cabs and me. And that's what the winner was. I think Uber won with that particular resolution, and that's how you see how ambition actually was changed by conflict and how the winner is emerged. That's something that we designed. It's a health band called Goki. I don't know how many of you have heard of Goki. It's a fitness device. The whole proposition lies in the service and not the band. They have health advisors who actually get on one-to-one chat with you and talk about your health. I just want to quickly show you a video. Probably that will give you a better understanding of what is the story that I'm talking about. So that was Goki. It was a product designed by us. The brand was designed by us. The band was the interface on the band we designed. We designed the applications. But nothing of that actually connected with the audience. What connected was the story that was told there. And that's what we are talking about. You have to connect with the audience. Coming back to branding, we recognize them as big brands today, isn't it? Tata, Reliance, Godrej, Adit, ABG Group. These are big brands for us. But thing is, when it comes to digital, the whole concept of branding has changed. They are no longer an aspirational brand. I do not want to wear a Tata. I don't want to buy from Godrej. They have become more experiential. And why has that happened? Why has brand become from aspirational to experiential? Because it is free to experience. Now, digital products, mainly digital products, are free. They're free out there in the market. You can download it. And once it gets to consumer, the consumer has all the right to judge it, trash it, or make you a hero. And that's why your brand actually has moved out from the aspiration zone to an experiential zone. If you're not able to actually connect with the audience to let them experience your brand effectively and make a valuable difference, I think there is not going to be any connect between you, your products, and your audience. And that's why these brands who connected with the audience have become bigger brands than what we conventionally perceive as big brands like Tata's of the world. These have become more our lives now. They are much, much bigger in size, in our hearts right now. Think about WhatsApp. I don't think so I can live without WhatsApp now. People don't pay for brands, is what we say. They pay for meaningful interventions in your life. If you're meaningful while you're actually developing a product, that's when you actually, that's the time you can actually charge something for something there. Traditionally, I would agree to this. What are brands? Their logos, their mission statements, their service statements. What are these? These are none of them above, is what we say. Brands have become our lives. From proper nouns, from being actually just names, they have become common nouns. They become verbs. We almost kind of refer to them as actions right now. You can Flipkart an item. Check for snap deals. Can you please get an Ola? Facebook and a photograph. Let's Skype. Why has that happened? Why Skype has become a common noun or a verb for basically saying I want to talk to you? Why has Ola become a word for taxi and not kind of just a proper noun? That's because it has actually intervened in our life, and it has so deeply intervened in our life that we actually look at them as inseparable terms that we use in our lives right now. What we say is that all brands, all products are a part of a great story. And this great story that we are trying to discover as a product designer or a product owner is all around us. And this is what I do normally, sitting in front of my computer if I really have to get a great story. Try this out anytime when you're sitting in front of a computer. Just take a photograph of any damn locality, picture, your holiday, etc. Take any picture and discover stories around it. Now let's see what I discovered on this photograph. This lady here can talk about medicines. It can be medicines she doesn't know about. It can be medicines that she needs to be reminded of. It is a shop that she's looking for to buy a particular medicine. This little guy here, he's thinking about his Xbox game. How can you facilitate his need to buy an Xbox game, the latest one which is in the market? How can you do that? While his parents, his dad is looking for a best school. His mother is looking for an Indian dress around. That guy who's selling the fruit there probably wants to do a home delivery and increase his sales. How can you help him? That guy there in the helmet is looking for parking space in that crowded market. A house help, which probably that's why all of us probably are surviving and sitting here, probably a great house help in India. How can we actually solve that problem? There's recharge, there's commercial rentals, a shop which is empty. Can I make money out of it? Hoardings. There's restaurants, there's food. There's so much in one picture that you can discover as a story. And you can take this story from this picture out of this person's lives and actually make your own product And that probably, I think, is going to be a winner. I'm not saying it's going to be a winner, but this is how I think we'll be able to make meaningful interventions is what we talk about. Stories are all about people, and I'll just show you one particular project that we did with one of the most, what do I say? It is one of the most criticized item here in the online world is the IRCTC website. Yeah? So, fortunately or unfortunately, with the help of Microsoft, we got a chance to redesign IRCTC experience on their new Windows Metro design language. And we thought, you know what, if we have got a chance, let's make a difference. And this is what we did.
The railways move India. Every year, more than 8 million passengers join on cross-border trains, linking together businesses and governments and bringing together family and friends. But for a long time, these memorable journeys had frustrating things. IRCTC, the official ticketing website, was not very user-friendly. It was slow and difficult to use for a nation that was relatively new to internet. In collaboration with IRCTC, we got a chance to make an impact and make the ticketing journey as fun and memorable as trains. The app speaks Indian and provides a simple interface for simpler people. Meet Mr. Kumar. He just got his first Windows tablet. He had never really bought anything online and is not exactly internet savvy. Every year, he travels from Kolkata to Chennai to meet his relatives. The app remembers his tickets and train preferences. It also stores the details of his family. So next time he books his tickets with just the app. Train journeys are big events for Mr. Swaminathan. It is one big party for the family, and enjoying local delicacies on the road is as important as the destination. With the app's map view, planning routes becomes easy. Mr. Swaminathan can choose trains to pass through Indore for the pizza or to Odisha for the truck. Like many Indians, Mr. Swaminathan is cost conscious, so the app lists prices predominantly so that he can easily compare trains when booking. He simplified the ticket format so he can quickly differentiate his ticket to Chennai from his ticket to Bangalore. And he can also easily see where he should board his train. With the IRCTC app, we have merged Indian sensibilities with the most modern interfaces and helped many transit smoothly into buying tickets online. There have been over 1 million downloads and over 100 million tickets sold. But the biggest achievement for us were the lives we touched.
So guys, that's what I was talking about. I mean, IRCTC, we all know it's an awful experience. Every time you go there on the website, you actually criticize. But we thought, you know what? It's not about just the tickets. When you're in India, it's not just about a rail journey. It's about the events that you do. I don't know how many times you've seen a family around sitting in that lower berth and having food with their whole thali and all kind of achars and pickles around. It's about the excitement. It's about the excitement that they'll pass through a bridge and they'll throw a coin in the bridge. That's what Indian Railways is all about. It's about the food that you get at different stations. It's about playing cards. I've seen people playing cards in the night when they don't have a reservation. They'll switch on their mobile torch and play cards there just to pass time. That's what is Indian Railways. And that's the essence. Can we bring out that amount of fun in the way we book tickets? Some of the features that we integrated was like how the route can be shown more innovatively by telling them about Indore or about places which are of historical importance or of food importance or whatever, so that while they're passing through, they can experience the whole journey. Because that's how we Indians are. That's how we behave on trains. People come to us saying, you know what, yes, great, you do consumer products which are having great stories. What about business to business? Where the hell is the story? And I was fortunate enough to kind of get associated with one of the companies that Sir said about Sign. It was a company called Coaxis, which actually was a startup from IIT Bombay. They developed a product which can be connected to manufacturing machines and it collected data. and it collected loads of data. It collected temperature at which it operates. It collected what is the downtime of the machine, etc., etc. There's a whole lot of data that they had, and they came to us showing an interface saying, you know what, this is what we've got. We've got this whole database table, and it has around 20 rows of data to be shown. What can we do about it? We said, you know what, you need to build a story around it. You need to build a story for the CXO. We have to build a story for the person who is operating the machine. We have to build a story for the manager. And that's how probably that data is going to become meaningful to the person. And currently that company is doing very well. They are part of Cisco now. And we are still associated with the company. They are doing much, much higher level of innovation now. But I would like to actually show you another small video, which is the last one in the whole thing. So just to get you kind of accustomed how actually we approach B2B as a story.
The world is getting smarter. Today, smartphones connect us, smart cars protect us, and smart cities make lives better. Now, the connectivity revolution is transforming manufacturing. It's time for smart plants. It's time for IPF. IPF, or Coax's Intelligent Plant Framework, takes information from every machine and operator, analyzes it using big data technology, and turns it into sharp, finance-centric insights, all in real time. Happy Manufacturing has upgraded their plant into the smart plant. Now everyone here has the tools and information to make a big impact and react to situations proactively right as they happen. Smart plants mean smarter employees. Now, even operators in the shop floor have the tools to think like consultants and give Mr. Langmara preventive alerts and ideas to boost production. Smart plants mean big decisions are taken quickly. Now, Mr. Plantwala has 360-degree visibility of the shop floor. He can see in real time the economic impact of underutilized machines, which operators cause the most deviations and thus need specific training. With IPF, he gets peaceful info on the financial impact of all his choices, so he can work proactively. Smart plants mean empowered employees. With IPF, Mr. Big Shot's employees make smarter decisions faster. From using their intuition, they now use intelligence. Organization silos are broken and everyone is connected to the same data. It's helped them choose the best vendors, the most optimal processes, and the winning investments to help them stand out in competition. Across India, smart plants driven by Coax's IPF are helping clients make positive changes. Big measurable impact on production, revenues, and profits. Coax's IPF is built from cutting-edge research in connected devices, big data analytics, and more, and is trusted by the world's biggest names in technology and consulting. Welcome to the next big leap in manufacturing technology. An upgrade to a smart plant with Coax's Intelligent Plant Framework.
So just to conclude it, I mean, that's what Coax's we did. For Coax's, they had data like temperature. We said, what's temperature for a CEO? He probably doesn't need to know temperature, but how does the temperature of a machine or a breakdown of a machine actually affects his production, his top line, his bottom line? That's what he needs to know. And that's where the beauty of the application lied. They had algorithms which actually could convert a plant's manufacturing machine data into an actual usable data for the CXO who can actually take decisions at a much higher level. That's the intervention that we were able to make at CXO's level using the same data, which is again used also by the plant person who actually is operating the machine and needs to know how many times my machine has gone down. So that's the power of design. That's the power of how we interpret design and build stories around these parameters that we have. Coming back to the brand that we started, a very cliche line from Shah Rukh Khan's film, but I would like to end it by Bollywood because ultimately we are Indians. We love movies. That's what he said. पहले अपनी game बाकी लोगों से ऊंची करो, फिर अपनी आवाज ऊंची करना. Make that experience much better. Your brand will shout out by itself. That's what we believe internally. That's what we do day in, day out in our studio. We try to make experience much better, much closer to people for whom we are designing. That's a story, people, experience, story, and then brand. And I will not look for it. You will have to look for your own. If I would have known all the stories, probably, as I said, I would have made all the money in this world, which I'm not making, but I'm making a bit of money in this world. Maybe because I'm helping them build those stories around their audience, or around their data, or around their whatever they come to us. Thank you very much. I would like to leave you with this thought: small is the new big today. That's the next thing that we are actually trying to promote as a company. And probably even whenever I talk next, probably in my next blog, this is what I'm going to talk about. Thank you so much, guys, for listening to me.